Yeah, just goes the background noise. Yep, Cindy's on.
Hi, Mackie. Hi, Norma. Hi, Marjorie. And I know Paula's around the corner somewhere.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, there you are. I see your hand.
If they've got a speaker.
Just 1 second, I'll shut my phone off.
And they'll see you.
It already was. Okay, Catherine. Paula is here. Marcia. Oh, me. Yeah. Mackie here. Cindy.
Here.
Arlene. Norma. Here. John.
Here.
Marjorie. Here. Scott. Naomi. Karen. Here. Monica. Here. And what is your name, ma'am? Claire.
I get.
Claire, I'm sorry. I have to give just their name if they were attending. So,
And I do that. If it's, well, if it's for me, Five Cliff Road.
got it, thank you.
Okay. Any comments about the minutes from last month? If not, could we have a motion to approve? I'm going to accept the minutes. March 23rd. There is a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Hi.
We have a ledger citizen with us. Claire, would you like to say anything? You're just. Feel free.
Wow. That's impressive.
Oh, yeah. Just pay your taxes.
No, I'm here because of the lack of the senior center hiring someone to replace Bob. Transportation is very important to a lot of us. I could not be here unless someone transported me. And the senior center has, in the past, transported me to many medical appointments and to other activities that are here. For instance, I mean, it sounds very egotistical, but I come to get my hair done, even though I don't have hair. But that's an important part of, my coming is dependent on you having somebody to transport me. So that's why I'm here.
We appreciate your comments, and I think when Scott gets his director's report, he's probably going to give you an update, give us an update.
Well, I certainly hope so.
It's not on the director's report, so I think if you want to. So we haven't been looking for over a year now. But with Bob, we did pay on Indeed, it's a recruiting website. So we did a few interviews a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. We did offer one person for the job, but they don't have the passenger endorsement yet. So that's a 8 to 10 week process. We do have another interview finished off on Monday with somebody that does have sort of bus all and that's very
Credentials.
yeah. So we're looking at somebody that can start immediately.
Yeah.
And he's not here on Wednesdays, plus he's also supposed to be doing, getting up as well. So he looks at the park driving, park maintenance. But we're trying.
We do need somebody
Oh,
full
yeah.
time.
We're,
We do.
How many hours is Bob?
Usually, probably about 20, around 20 hours.
So it was only 20 hours. So is this going to be something part-time or is it still going to be a
Still per diem.
per diem position?
Yeah, so one of the individuals that we offer to do it, he's not doing it for the money. To get that. You know, working on it.
Would it help if it falls through, if it doesn't, would it help to become an employee, to talk to them about creating a position that has some benefits, you know, for 24 hours, 28 hours, and to bring somebody in, you know, if there is no one to be in.
Yeah, it might be, and I talked to John already, I think we raised the wage.
Right.
Looking at what the other towns pay, who are slightly lower, the other towns are.
You tell them that in text.
Even, I don't know if we have for AIDS, we are having trouble with AIDS. So we just created a position from part-time position
Mhm.
to try to get somebody in the door.
Yeah,
And so I don't know, just maybe worth it if you call through.
yeah,
Because there's certainly a need for it, and the town would support it
yeah,
to create it, but
yeah, that would be the next step. I was thinking that, like, what we did with Russell, and full time and have him drive in the winter, this is what.
Right.
It might have to come to that.
Is there a line in the budget for the senior center for transportation?
There's $20,000.
Yes.
And you said the person that had the credentials, that he was, this person was a bus driver now, or?
So the guy that
And one?
offered it, but it lasts, you know, he did get it updated. When he expired. And we're probably. The safety officer. He seemed like a good fit for that position.
I think you said it would take 6 to 10 weeks.
I think it's 8 to 10 weeks. It could be 6 to 10. The process of it. It's the big thing, the fingerprinting, the full time. Yeah, it's like, so there's a few checks, there's like a DCI check, police check, FBI check. They do, then they do the fingerprint. But I think you need to pay and get like a sheet that you then bring to the police. But the new one, I just learned a lot more than the new two about.
So in the interim, so how are you smart? For us to know who the people who are rights and because they're canceled or.
We're only taking one medical.
Mute yourself so I can talk to you.
Just make sure that you, if you do have to cancel, that you tell the people that you're canceling. Give them enough time to find other transportation.
And get them from here to there, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean, maybe, because I mean, these people, I mean, if they need, if they're medical emergency.
I would say we put them to case easier than Ryan. Because that's something that's great for another year. And that's to provide transportation. But-
categorize for people next week if Bob's going there. Because it takes a while to hire somebody to go on test.
Yeah,
So it's gonna take 2 to 3 weeks to get somebody, at least 2 weeks to get somebody on board.
yeah, well, then it's an open endorsement. That's what we're finding.
But an endorsement, but let's say this person that you're gonna interview comes out
Has
and
it.
great and has it still 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but you cancel people those 2 weeks that are on the book. I mean, to get them to where they need to be is
Mhm.
important.
Yeah,
And I would see if they can do Uber.
That's a good idea, that's a good. Yeah.
we did actually.
Yeah.
What's her name? Jenny had reached out. She might have been interested. Interested in driving. I think she was like a program.
Yeah. I don't know what
No, but I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Mhm.
Not me, but just a thought. Just a thought.
No, any ideas we're open to. We've been
Just if
scrambling,
people
trying
that
to
they need to do for the next 2 weeks.
make sure we have that.
Did we reach out to Joshua Limousine to see if they could recommend someone?
No, yeah, but actually we're talking about that the other day. About seeing if they might have. No, maybe they are most likely working at night.
Another company might be Curtin.
I think we need to define the path. Have some action.
I mean, Curtin, from what I gather, is very reliable. I know that they take me to dialysis.
Yeah, they're good.
And yes, they are known to be
But
on
you,
time.
but you did Indeed, so that's a good step.
Yeah.
And then I can see if we can get it right.
Yeah.
Maybe from position, if these people don't come through, and see if we can.
Is the mayor aware of the situation? Maybe he should be made aware and
Yeah,
on board.
I mean, I met with them this morning. We've taken steps, so we paid to have it advertised. And we did that, and we got 16 applications within like 40 hours. Only 3 showed up for interviews, but that's 16 more applications than we received in the whole last year. So I think Monday we're gonna see where we're at, and maybe put it back up on the, because you can pay for it and also target, you can target people that are looking for a state transportation job. So it'll show up on people looking for work, with those kind of credentials.
Well, I was just thinking, Uber sounds great, but I don't know if they would be certified for handicap transportation.
Sure.
Curtin would be. I know, yes, I know that.
Right, so they're not, I don't know if it's viable for us. How about the Groton seniors? Maybe I'll share, I mean.
I think she was asking if we had,
Scratch that
How about
thought.
Preston, do they?
yeah.
I think I've seen a person there.
See if they're willing to share. Those days were open the same time.
I mean, the senior house, senior apartment housing, I don't even know if they call them anymore. I didn't think of any of the names, but you go to the grocery store, you see, such and such,
Oh, nursing home.
nursing homes, I think,
Yeah.
We can,
I mean, if you're desperate, you're desperate.
or at that point.
I know a lot of the Joshua people are part-time, so.
Well, but if you're paying them
Oh,
per diem,
most
they
of
kind
the
of want some extra money right now.
I mean, true.
You know, everything's expensive, so if you're paying them per diem, then it's, if they're available. I would at least reach out to them and see, if they can recommend someone that they, already have on their payroll that might, want some extra part-time
Yeah.
Well,
This morning, Sherry came in, who is actually on our payroll.
That's fair, yeah, that's a bit.
But I gave her a bunch of little flyers to take to the school bus company. Hopefully for the summer, maybe some of those drivers that aren't driving over the summer might be interested.
Yeah.
That's,
So that
yeah,
sounds familiar, yeah.
that's the one that did have passed. Couldn't think of the last. It was right for it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should move on to the director's report.
Now, I have one more citizens comment. Oh. That, not from me, but usually, every month I go around and I talk to people, so they do have a few, requests or suggestions, put it this way. One of them would like you to see if Public Works can, power wash the building, especially in the back part of the building. Would that come from Public Works?
Yeah.
We want to know.
I do, but it didn't come from me. I do the pick up the Meals on Wheels and stuff. And I, after that comment was brought up to me, I did look back there, and it is terrible back there. So it was a legitimate thing.
Probably the whole building.
Yeah, I know that the front is not too bad, but
They can power wash it. They can power wash it first.
okay, and the next suggestion was, or request is that, on the Tuesday breakfast, they, were wondering if once in a while you could do hash browns versus, biscuits and gravy. And they said not every week, just throw it in once every 4 or 5 weeks.
People, do you have any suggestions?
I'm gonna pass that on to Jimmy.
Not with me.
I think there used to be, I don't know where it disappeared to when we.
Somebody asked me also if we had a suggestion box, and I said I didn't know. And then the third thing is, there was a couple women at the Silver Sneakers that think you should put hooks on your hanger coats. I did inform you that there's a coat closet over there.
Oh, yes, folks.
And their response to me was, they'll forget that they were there.
Well, we can move the coat rack into the dining room. Yep. That's me.
But maybe you look for a suggestion box, if people have suggestions, maybe others would.
Yeah, we did have one.
I don't mind bringing them to you, but yeah. And then the last thing is did we order the balls and the weights for the Silver Sneakers?
I think they're all stuff in a size or.
Oh, I can tell you what size.
I think I really.
Because I bought some stuff.
I did.
I think it was a 12-inch size. I can look at my orders, like, for sure what I want. All right, that's all I got.
How do we go about doing that?
Oh, we'll just make one. If you have a file, you open it. You put it there.
Make sure you put pen and paper there,
That's true.
and attach the pen to the box so that we can draw.
Okay, director's report.
All right. So I think the first one, might not be true anymore. Apparently, we're gonna make sure that the online bathroom doors are still on the when I did this, I kind of saw it might not be, or just kind of fell through the cracks. could go to referendum, and we could vote on the council tonight, and then referendum May 17th. Yeah. We submitted all the info for the spring or summer event. And then that'll be sent out to all residents, next month. The breakfast buffet has been doing well, keep growing each week, as a few more people show up. It's actually, I think we brought more new faces into the breakfast than we have with any of our lunches.
I agree with that. Because I come every week and every week there's different people
Different
here
people.
and there's more people
Are they
here.
all residents?
I believe so.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all. Yeah, they are all definitely.
What's your?
8:30 to 10:30,
Tuesday.
Tuesdays. And it's very good, $5.
But it's all, right, but it's also dependent on the driver.
Right,
to transport people that early.
Yeah.
Well, 10:30, only ends at 10:30.
I know that. Who eats breakfast at 10:30? That's
Well,
brunch. Okay, just a thought.
Can I just add one thing?
Yeah.
That those automatic doors, I've had a lot of people tell me that that's a great idea, that the doors are too heavy for handicapped people.
Well, I have that position today, but I can hold it. I mean, if there's something that, really is, they're really passionate about that, they have a voice and they should just pass it on.
I don't think we have enough time for that. I'll bring it up for the meeting tonight.
Sure, they may not, but it may get to have residents, voices and ledger, I mean, are listened to. So if you have that call, Naomi can mention it and just.
But they have mentioned it to other, several people around.
They was on the ARPA list. I saw it twice.
What's that?
They were on the list, I saw it twice. There's something I need to know. But then it disappeared.
Well, I guess if you could go back and only just give us a lot of seniors that are, and we would like to call you personally there.
That would do it, right.
The mayor was on board with it. I think it's, last time it got removed, I think they had like multiple versions. Each person's working on their own spreadsheet, when they made an update. The one that, the official one before. That person had.
So this is what's called now.
Yeah. Before it got voted. Became more difficult. For upcoming events, we have May 4th, Mother's Day. We changed it.
No,
It's still the 4th benefit.
the Mother's Day was.
And we're still doing single amount.
I thought you said no.
Yeah, I think we might be too much with extra bad, plus then Rotary on morning too.
I missed it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's been canceled.
That's scratch.
Yes.
And Charlie is very sorry that it is.
So then we do a lot of like single amount.
May 4th is Mother's Day luncheon,
Yes.
and May 5th is Rotary. What is that?
Oh,
That's just everything.
for the road.
No.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
meet here. Oh,
You're welcome, maybe join.
you know, I was invited years ago, like, and I couldn't do it because they don't know. And when they
This
graduated, and I told them that, and then Dr. Grenier moved and left. And I was never invited back.
Well, you
No,
can.
we'll see. Thank you.
Don't we have a thing on
On the fourth.
Regional.
Yes,
That should be noted.
I might have removed it because we were for the last one.
Yeah.
I think if I didn't say what happened, I'll show it.
What time for Mother's Day?
12.
No.
Well, no, 1. It's 12 o'clock.
You know that it takes our minimum of time under extra programs. But that's
Go down there and do it.
okay. Well, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions for Scott? Okay, old business, hometown heroes.
Bethany.
Yeah.
Ready for that, it's not hometown heroes.
Well, I'm sorry, I was just reading.
I know, but I just have to check the minutes, it was
What about
officially changed.
commissioner comments? No commissioner comments?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, good commissioner comments. They're the tradition.
So just,
I have some, but I'm saving them.
so,
So no,
so it's not a no, or you're just filling out of order?
No, no. It's Maggie's turn.
It's a no to the commissioner comment? Okay.
Anyway, it's not hometown heroes, it's what's about. And yeah, showed me one of the quotes that they've done. It's when she said she could have 5 done by November. And the one she showed me was very nice, it was for the Army, so we've got to get in touch with Mike. Officer Mike, or, yes, I can never remember his last name. It's right here. I think he said he was on it. But,
That was checked out tonight, I think. Now I think it might have already.
no, but that's why you call, that's why I needed to call him.
I think there's a picture of them here, but.
Where? Did you see it? Was it the last, he wasn't here the last time?
No, it was given to a young.
Yes.
No, I think it was before that.
We've only been here.
No, but I just saw pictures. On our Facebook.
Yeah, well,
Would
that's
there
right.
be minutes somewhere with it in it? Because this is recorded.
But the last one, the only one I did was the night. I don't,
Maybe it'd be a pain to find though, because it would be on.
Mary Jane, because she was in the charge of the ones. It's hard to be easier to call mine. So,
I just, I think I saw a
and you
picture.
call him and he'll tell you.
It obviously might be on a pole
Yeah,
or
but it's
whatever.
kind of like building a whole organized thing. You know, to be a little more professional. We have a program. You know, I mean, if we can find people who have it, I think it would be better and start fishing for people.
Well, when I go, but the ones I've asked, I have asked them if they have received one yet.
And how many do you ask?
Three.
And you have one plus 5.
She said they'll have 5. I can probably, if we have more, though, I don't think we want to go higher than 5 people. Especially if we plan to sit there and they bring, have their +1 and then the others that they want to bring. 5. I don't know how many we did the last time. I
3.
wasn't here for that.
I think it's 3.
We did the
Or maybe 4.
the family, or the husband and wife, and the officer, and
Before.
Mary Jane's brother.
But if you did, really, and say, bring one in the next year, is this an annual thing that you do? So.
I'm not sure.
So if you did 5 at once. if you was to
Well, there's
say-
always more, I mean, the Quilts of Valor people have a huge list. And Mary Jane's got a list. You know, the people.
What do you think of people who have had it in the past?
Anyway, going back to that. Scott found out, checked about Friday the 11th, and he said that it was
Yeah.
a time and a half or something. So that's not really what we want. Not that we deny, you know, we budget the money, but I don't think anybody else will like that. So,
So does that mean if we do it in the evening, it's still time and a half? for you guys?
It's because it's
Just
a,
because
it's
that's
a holiday, yeah, it's on a holiday.
so I did Friday before,
No issue.
okay? So we decide then, because we've been back and forth with the group too, whether we want to do it like the Friday before, or the day before,
Maybe
The 10th.
Thursday.
on the Thursday, or maybe even do it on a Saturday for lunch, or Fridays, there's practically nobody here for a lot of the time, if we did it on a Friday
I would probably say do it.
during the day, like it.
So Fridays, we had yoga at 9 o'clock, we had, cheer yoga at 10:30, then we had I mean, there's something going on there until 1 o'clock. It's back to back.
I would keep it in the evening, because if you have families, they wouldn't be able to concentrate on the, you know, the weekend.
It seems like when people watch that. I think Thursday, I think we should do it the Thursday before that.
On the 10th.
On the 10th.
We
Just
just
my
vote on that,
opinion.
or could we just say, yeah, we all agree?
I think if we do a committee, a subcommittee, bring it to us, I don't know if we have to vote on it. Right? Is that? how
I
it works?
don't know.
You don't have to have a second usually, but you usually vote.
Yeah, but I guess my point is that this is an activity that they're having that has a committee or subcommittee doing this, that gets together and comes back to us and tells us, so is that?
But that's what they're doing right now, is that they're telling you.
Right, this is asking, so is that what we're doing?
Usually comes back like from like committee, like as a recommendation, to the commission.
Right, they have the motion.
Right.
For this
And is
thing.
that what we're voting on?
I believe so.
I believe so. That's
I'm
what it
not
sounds like.
Thursday, Thursday evening. And I think that was,
That's what
do you remember anything, Cindy? Yeah.
You know, it's
So
like,
you're on mute, Cindy.
Maggie,
Yeah.
Maggie, if Mike is still hometown hero, I know
If I'm
we,
still-
if he's still, he is a hometown hero. But we have our son's getting married the beginning of November, and he's
In
just picked
Virginia.
his date and in Virginia. So I don't, you're saying November 5th now? Was that the date you're talking?
November 10th.
November 10th. Okay,
Thursday.
that's a Thursday. All right, well, we're looking up the dates he just gave us. And right now,
I don't know, what, I don't, wait a minute, yeah,
He's one of our selectors.
we think
November, what day?
November 10th is,
November 10th. I don't see that date being unavailable at the moment.
okay, so I guess right at the moment, we think that's fine. So I guess I'll go with that. I think that sounds pretty good to me, but we've got to check for sure. And
Okay.
unless you've got just a plethora of hometown heroes and you say, well, it's all right if Mike doesn't show, then
I'll get it by Zoom.
then we'll do it by Zoom.
Hmm.
All right, so can we vote on that then?
yes.
Okay. Do I have to
Make a motion.
do I have to make a motion? I move that we have our Quilts of Valor presentation on Thursday, November 10th,
November,
from, what was it, 5 to 7?
You have to decide.
Well, if we vote on it, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
November 10th at 5 o'clock.
I think that's what it was
That's it.
before.
So we want to say,
Okay,
So, yeah, we don't-
we have programs, we have customers.
And then on Thursday nights, we have,
In November, yeah,
yeah, on this year.
2 through 7 will be going.
okay, good.
We do have it on that day. I mean, it's got, that's down 2 more sessions.
That'll have to work.
That'll be part of our fall program.
Yeah, we can just.
Yeah.
Could they find an alternate site?
Well,
One night?
Yeah,
fingers
they could probably go to the community.
or they.
Maybe 2 through 8.
If you do an extra week at the end of it, just to make that. The flexibility piece.
Oh, the audio is better on your end than it is on ours.
You're muted.
Yeah, motion, yeah.
Do we have a master calendar?
We do, yeah. Do you think that's not done yet? It's so far out.
So.
So
we're
we're getting you to the fund.
Yeah,
Yes.
and senior center has priority for the senior. So they will bump.
5 o'clock sounds. 5:30 or 5:37.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
68 works for me.
What was the last year? So. Is it a day? Okay.
2 years ago.
All right, make a motion again.
I did, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
I moved that we have the close of hours presentation ceremony on Thursday, November 10th.
6 to 8, I'll second.
Oh, we didn't put the time in.
I just look at the time, that's why.
That's right.
Okay, so is the time going in and out?
I would just say.
6 to 8. All right,
November 10th.
page 7. I did. Okay.
I actually was
And then it got changed, so I had to unsend
Yeah.
Look at the team committee.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hope you're following.
Gordon Cook. I have a couple of questions under old business. You said you're waiting on the balls and the weights for the,
Yeah, I gotta look with Frank and see what people ordered so far.
and how about the chairs?
That is the least things on my list right now. I haven't really known what to do. So, trying to figure out how to do all the instructions. I think next week I have to go to town council to ask permission to overspend community health line. Line they cut on $4,000 that we need. It's pretty
So
accurate.
don't the classes pay for themselves? Or they're not?
No, and that's what I need to kind of stress. So we spent like 9,000 something. 9,124 of the 10,000. We brought in 5,516, but that money doesn't come back into that line. It just goes to the town.
Why is that?
So now, yeah. So we technically brought in 5,000, you know, half of it and brought in the other half in. But we're at that 10,000 mark. We need to go and more than
I think the last time we did Zoom with the senior center, he passed the microphone from one person to another. And then it was
No, I had it
here.
Are you talking Parks and Rec or senior center?
senior center. So there's the senior center program are subsidized by general fund. Theoretically, we'd be fine if the money that was being brought in could be applied, you know, used throughout the year, but we can't. So that's why we're at that 10,000 spent. You know, they don't account for the money that we brought in for that. So I gotta ask them to put, basically, so the money needs to come.
So what about, next year?
It's been like 10,000 already. If they had spent last year. They said it was due to. So I think I had 13 or 14.
So they have to add it in.
Yeah, let's do this again.
Right, so I had to go twice at a time. And then finally on the third year, they just added it into my lineup.
Mhm.
So it stopped coming through. Asking for money.
Yeah.
So
Well,
then,
it's screens.
I would-
Yeah.
so
next
just,
Sunday.
it's easier for everybody.
Audio from senior center, we recall.
Yeah.
There was one mic taken pass from speakers.
Okay, so you're down on my, so the instructors, so what happens is that, you know, the town gives us a budget, so they fund us to do with what we want as far as to run our program. And if you run out of money, you're out of luck. And you have to go and you have to go to them and ask for money, but everything I'm getting from Medicare insurance, any insurances go right back to the town.
I don't know who's talking
So
now.
I don't see a penny of it, because they fund me, like they
Yeah,
fund
the
Scott.
taxes from the, that goes back to the community aid fund.
So if you win, if you make money, great, if you lose money, great, if you lose so much money.
All right, so then in other words, the budget, that line item was never correct. If you're gonna run out of money in April, then obviously the $10,000 line item wasn't anywhere near enough.
Well, which is correct, just looking at the numbers, like within $100. But science, the last put it, and they said based on history.
And based on history, it was probably COVID, where
That's
there was
what
nothing
I'm
going.
saying.
And I'm just saying, but.
So it's like, it's nothing.
How are the numbers doing within the classes? I was looking, they look a little low.
I don't know.
Depends on which
Depends on the
class.
class. There's a few classes that we've actually
I can give you exact numbers.
I know a few we've actually. Silver
Silver
sneakers.
sneakers.
That's, there's no money exchange. for the
Yeah.
center, so I see.
Correct. So the town funds these
Silver
programs.
sneakers.
Not
Well,
so-
silver sneakers they got.
Not so-
Well, no.
It's insurance.
Insurance. But it's not.
You're not, the town isn't paying an
No.
instructor.
Yeah.
Yoga has pretty, I think the numbers are pretty good.
I think chair yoga is, but the other yogas, I'm not sure.
Share yoga breaks even right now.
But that's, you have to also look at, I think when we get to the strategic planning, 5-year plan, you have to look at what you want from your student center. Do you want to be able to break even? Do you want to make more money? Do you want just the classes to have a town support you?
Keep
So
the fees
that's
down.
a 5-year, you know, going forward, what we want from here. And if it is, you want to make money, then of course you have to raise prices. And if you want to cover these, instead of having the town start going, so that's a whole nother.
At some point, you have to make enough money to get the equipment and the stuff that you need to run the company.
I know, that's exactly my goals.
Yeah.
We were talking about chairs. These chairs are plain, just not working. And it's very dangerous half the time when they try to put them away, they all slide. So, you know, somebody's gonna get hurt and then you're gonna be in that situation versus trying to buy, you know, sturdy ones for them to exercise on. I mean, just my opinion, but that's, so eventually you have to decide whether you're gonna make any money to replace the items that need replacing.
No, but again, that's a 5-year plan that you guys have. What needs replacing in the senior center?
That's why it's under new business, because we're going to.
All right, I'll wait till we get to it. Go ahead.
Here she comes.
Yeah, but there's money budgeted for like equipment. The chairs is different because that's a little beyond that, budgeting for, these balls or weights. like
Right,
other things.
and that's my.
The chair is like a
The
couple
chairs are
thousand
gonna be about,
dollars.
yeah, they're gonna be about 1,500. I checked with Quinn.
Yeah.
That could be used for, chair yoga and silver sneakers
can look at it. Kind of drifting, but, so I looked at the donations that we brought in, 1,500, we had someone pass away. So that could be a, looking at. Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna replace all the chairs in 1 year.
Yeah.
We all realize that. But, if you could replace 20 and then, 20 would get us through the classes and stuff. And then, the next year, try to replace, 5 or 10 or something.
We did appropriate money for a flag, which we haven't done. Maybe we could put the flag off and use that money towards chairs too.
Mhm.
Was that 300, I think it was?
I think that was $300, yeah. So,
Yeah, I think the big thing is we gotta decide on what chairs, how many prices out first. And to get approved. Because it would be a high donation.
so who decides where that money is going?
You got the donation. So the anything that was donated, the donation line, then has to be approved by the commission.
I researched it. The chairs are anywhere from $38 to $110. And they're silver sneaker yoga rated. So I don't know if we have to, go that far, but. So,
Do you have in your finance, like I do, I have a line item for donation money.
Mhm.
Do you have one every month that shows up?
It's in the special ed.
But it's not specifically like, like our patients donate.
Yep, no, it says like, donation. It's actually around,
Okay, and that's every month you have that.
yeah, or whatever. The report.
So you have about 1,500.
Thinks, so I was looking at, like, we need paper and stuff. That, bridge through that.
So what do you foresee with the chair?
So really, we're gonna get pricing on both chairs you want, so we can vote on it. Yeah.
So Paula, you want to bring a motion next meeting for chair purchase?
yeah,
Why not?
next meeting. So I'm bringing the motion now. I'm confused.
Or send me the chairs you're looking at.
Oh, all right. Well, I was just looking at the internet.
Yeah.
I just looked on the internet. I'm sure if you went to a chair wholesale place like in Providence or, one of the bigger cities, you might be able to get them cheaper. I just was looking online. What would be the,
So like when I spoke to Robin about those chairs, she said they don't have to specifically be silver sneakers chairs.
no, they don't. And when I was looking at them online, what I did was I pulled up the silver sneakers and got the dimensions and that type of stuff, so that then the ones I looked at would be the same dimension.
And you might want to talk to, like, I don't know, do they have a person that they know that chairs involved, I mean,
That's something that you would have to do, before you bring, to the total body here. You need to find out the different prices, different specs.
Actually, they
And
look
then you-
like restaurant chairs. Because somebody said it's too bad there was a hotel going out of business.
But that's something you need to bring to us next month.
Check what you think is appropriate, and bring it in, and we'll.
Yes,
Or,
Have 2 or 3 different ones.
all right.
or Paul, if you send me the specs of the chair, we can get, because we have.
Because I have a picture of it, but I didn't print the specs.
The main thing is the specs. I don't want to get like, all the time, it's the same size chairs that we want the two of the ground. Because we
All
have
they
like
did was
center
search
furniture,
Google.
use, we can get something.
Okay, got it, I'll do it.
And then we don't have to wait that much longer to come back next month and see and.
Someone's gonna get hurt on these chairs, I'm really afraid of.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll get some of that for next month.
Senior center.
For
A line, and they got these lines. The other.
And so, the people bring that, that's an all in there.
Okay, I would have kind of like, said that we had a lawsuit. Mhm.
And that's the problem. Because they can't find out who it is.
Mhm.
I think I'm on that floor.
Yeah.
And you thought, and it's a big answer. But I know it's very tough to know.
Mhm.
But it's like, you keep saying, you're always there, but we have, PCC on it. And then we'll bring it up to you. That's what's not going to be. And then,
I had a couple of things that I have to bring up in your business.
Mhm.
One of them was, how are we standing with the finances? What's coming in from the breakfast and that kind of thing? I don't have an idea.
We're good, so I was looking at the meeting cricket, and then got crazy, went to like, locked in, did well. I think we're, like, as far as breaking and probably doesn't have all of the deposits yet, we spent $100 more than taken in, which makes sense because we spent like $2,300 in a dishwasher, which you would want to take out of the equation to get that to the break-even. Because the dishwasher is about, I think, the money that was put in the last year from Senior Plus. So it looks like we spent more than we taken in, going $500, which I think is pretty good, which means we actually made like $2,000.
Maybe you could give us those numbers sometime so we know what's going on. The other thing I had was, how's the attendance going?
For
The people coming in, the foot traffic is,
it's been going up, but now we're going to see a little drop off. We're busy with rainfall. Levels out. The breakfast buffet has been a good draw. We've seen a lot of new people, and that was a kind of a quiet day. I think we need to take from one Monday morning to the slow day. We're kind of find a way to get more people in for that day. Friday was really busy. Wednesdays with the wash is usually pretty busy.
and then the other thought that something's been bothering me, that I think there is almost like a lack of warmth sometime when you come into the center. And I'm just wondering if maybe even as a commission, if we had somebody that could act as a corresponding secretary and maybe just send out note cards to people when something happens, because it seems like things happen with somebody who's sick or we don't know about it till afterwards, and just trying to make it a warmer place. And anybody have any suggestions on that?
Well, you're talking about two different things coming into, walking into. You're saying it's cold. And then you're talking about people who are not here sending messages. One is not going to make the other warm.
No, I agree with what you're saying. That's really two separate things.
Yes. Which would you like to address?
Both.
So if you elected someone to a position and if they came across people who were sick, they could go to them and they could send a note, email.
Really feel like if something good happens, just a feeling of,
But if you have something in a position,
right,
you can nominate somebody.
build a sense of community here at the center.
So Jimmy,
Doesn't sound
Jimmy
good.
sends out stuff.
I know, but we don't know that. That's,
Well, how do you want them to do it? I mean, do you want us to keep the thank yous and-
or maybe just the things that happen there.
Do you want Jenny to CC whoever will be the secretary, and they can do a double one, one comes from the senior center and one comes from the commission?
So it's usually like a paper card, that's why.
Yeah, because the paper card is more personal. She passes it around and we sign it.
You know, are you talking about like a correspondence list, like when we have town council meetings or DLE? It'll say correspondence and then like, a name, like who a letter went out to or. So that there's a list of all the outgoing correspondence. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, or even like with the donation. I have no idea what family that was from, and maybe just an acknowledgement. Just
Thank you. Thank you.
We did, Jimmy did send that. She said that every individual that does.
Added to the agenda. Because that's what we do on board of education.
Which,
I just,
it is, that's there. The new community policy. Center communications with legal ad.
And now you solved that problem. Now, the other problem is when you're walking in.
They have somebody volunteer for a long time out there, always out.
Okay, I'm not saying yes or no, I'm just, you know.
And it was a volunteer job too.
it was somebody that was, there was job training for people, so they didn't cost the center anything. But they were doing this as job training, and we had one or two when they moved on into a regular paid position. But it was nice to have somebody, welcome people as they came in. Not that you guys don't do it, but you're busy.
You can't do it.
Yeah, but they do it.
They do it all the time, but you're volunteer.
I remember that. I remember there was a woman and in a small desk. She didn't take up that much space. And she was like a greeter. I hate to use
Very
example, but like Walmart, Walmart and have that greeter. A semi disposition, and as soon as we walked through that door, she was there. That was her location, all right in the hallway.
Can you reestablish that?
Well, can I just make a comment about the breeder? So we've been circling back to this, it seems every 6 months we get back to the. And when COVID came, of course, everything changed and the configuration in the hallway changed. They came in and cleaned it up, they made it look, kind of. And then as Monica says, we have paid staff, we have 4 paid staffs, within an arm away from anybody who walks in the door. And it takes a throne, and a lot of times there's nothing for them to do. I mean, nothing. They can be, sometimes we get classes come and people say hi, but other times it's just a person sitting there with not anything to do. Maybe crossword puzzles, maybe a book, but it wasn't essential for the running of the center to have someone sitting there.
It may not have been essential for the running of it, but it helped with the atmosphere. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly right.
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
I think, so it
I
depends on,
think so too.
it depends on who you talk to. And so it just seems to, and I think that the system that they put in place works. I think like Monica says, they go out of their way to know people, to be in our room. I mean, I know everybody goes to lunches now, right? Everybody attends something to try to be with the residents. And that's just my opinion. I did not think that it was always warm and fuzzy. I thought that there's a lot of downtime that, and then when Jimmy's there too, so you have 5 people, you're paying 1, 2, 3, 4 people. So anyway, so it's debatable, how someone's sitting at that desk.
Well, But when we had it, it wasn't costing the center anything.
But that, I don't think is the point. I think, so if I can just go on to the new business and real quick,
No.
I think, to what?
You can't go on to the new business.
Okay, so to go back to your point, which was kind of part of this, to the strategic planning. The center, from what I've seen, and since we've gotten back together, really, I don't think has a 5-year plan.
No, we don't.
To have, is that what you want? Is someone sitting there? Is that essential? So that has to be part of a strategic plan committee. And it's part of the regulations that you have one. And I don't know if you have one.
This is why it's
Not
not here,
right.
because Scott and I met and we don't have one. And it is on the, under new business to discuss and possibly appoint a subcommittee to work on a 5-year plan. That's why it's on here.
It doesn't have a plan. To work on. So Claire, can you go to business?
Claire,
Claire,
you were on
You're
your
gonna do
business.
business? Say yes.
Well, she still hasn't had,
okay, go ahead and go business.
no, to finish
Well, it's not
that.
new business.
Well,
Finish that.
actually, it falls under the 5-year plan category. To
Okay.
progress to the 5-year.
All right.
So again, I missed the conversation and start going about seeing the rebranding there. And I talked to Mary Jo here and there just because of other things. So when I last talked to her, I just said, well, give me a estimate of what you did for your senior center for us to try to get a handle on what we should do for ours. So she went to the seniors about 15 years ago and said, I think we have to rebrand it and get the younger seniors being the 55 to 75, older seniors 75 to 95. How can we get the young seniors in? So this, back then, the commission said, we don't want to do it. 15 years
Same as
later,
ours.
what?
Same as ours. I recommended changing the name 2 years ago.
Well, so the name is fine. So then 15 years later, she comes and she says again, she looks out, she goes, I think I can get 1,000 more people into this place. That we're underutilizing our senior center. For us, it would probably be 100 or 500. But, you know, how do we move forward? So they did a survey. They fundraised, she raised some money herself, it was 20,000. And she ended up hiring a firm, they sent it out, they got the survey done, 2 things they found out. People said they don't go to the senior center because they're busy, and because there wasn't any senior attached to it. So then, we said, so the overwhelming majority now said, we want to change. So then she raised 20,000 more, and hired a PR firm. That has to change the name now and where they're going. So if you have somebody, I think it's going to speak to Mary, Jo would be a great place to start. She's willing to get off the study, like the questions, I have talked to the mayor. He's willing to put something in the events magazine with one of those scanning things, so you can answer your phone, or people can do it, or email it. So, and so what do you want from these seniors? Where do you want to use your young seniors in 5 years? Because I know a lot of people who have lunch here and, you know, with the seniors. And as people age out, I mean, bring in the younger ones.
We've already
discussed this in great length.
of the hours that we have. We are not open for people to come in after work. We're closed. That's
Well-
one of the things that needs to be addressed.
Well, it also is like, take on this, the people who sign up for the park, who have activities here, but they're still here. They may be under the park and rec, but they're still here. I'm thinking big plan. Do you want to add a gym? Do you want to get a grant? Do you want to find the money? Do you want to have it matched by the town? I would say yes. You would put a gym in here. You know, do the pickleball, get some of the machinery, but that's in the door when I retire.
Well, that's why it's on the agenda. Would somebody like to make a motion that we appoint the subcommittee?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second,
Okay.
but I don't want to be on this.
Yeah, you already have your job.
All those in favor? Opposed? You're opposed. Okay. So we have one person opposed and everybody else was aye, and I think Cindy voted too.
Cindy, can you just, okay,
So do we have a volunteer for that subcommittee?
I'll be on the committee, sure.
We got two people who said they would be on.
I'd be on the committee. I don't want to chair it, but I'd be on the committee.
We got three people.
No, Paul,
She said.
I did not want to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Volunteer.
I haven't volunteered myself.
How about the members that aren't here?
Yeah, we definitely need more than two, so even four would be.
Well, the ones that are here are usually not here.
Which is a problem. Yes, it is. So, I mean, that should
But find out.
yeah, be brought up like we did not.
We brought that up a few months ago. We just keep going over and over.
Don't you have to go out if you're going to choose your house?
Yes, but
But if they're three, then they're out.
But they come back by the third. We had a big discussion about that, how nobody comes to the meetings, nobody comes to, most of the people on this commission don't go to, the lunches or whatever. We had that discussion a few months ago.
Or maybe find your members. Letting them go and find your members.
Well, to get started on this, you two will have to be on the committee. And I think I'm also supposed to be on committees, but I don't want to chair it.
You don't have to be on the committee.
Pardon me.
You don't have to be on the committee.
I think somewhere in that says the chairman.
Yeah, that usually
The chairman.
sits on all committees.
Oh, really?
We're sub,
Right.
Okay.
we're substandard.
So I thought the chairman could appoint the subcommittee, but does not have to sit on it.
Anyway, John, would you be chairperson?
Sure.
Okay. We have a subcommittee of two, and maybe we'll add to it.
I think that's what-
As a non-member, I would like to be on that committee.
Excellent.
I think you
But
could.
as a non-member, I don't know how you get on this commission.
Go, we're gonna-
Soon be on it.
That's why it's
You want to
very
take
easy.
You just have to show up.
Be careful what you wish for. No, I'm only kidding.
So,
Ones that aren't here.
back to the lady, would she be willing to come to talk to?
You know what? I think it's a long time. She's wonderful. She's, been there 25, 30 years. She just writes stuff. She's full of ideas. She wants to help. And I said to her, could you give me the numbers for the people who are, go to your center? Just out of curiosity, how many go and what they.
I don't know who the person is.
And she said, yeah, but she never got back to me, but I'm sure she will.
Well, I go to the Groton Senior
I'm
Center.
sure that's a good number.
Change that to private.
I'm sure it's a good number.
Right, and I'm sure it's a good number.
There is a good number.
But then,
They use both sectors.
right, but what do they go
Pickleball.
for?
Fitness
I mean, you
room.
need a gym for pickleball.
Well,
Fitness.
2 weeks.
Or do we have? The mayor said yes.
You have to build another building.
I just said to the mayor, if I was here, I want a gym. And I want.
That's right.
And I want something else.
Absolutely.
And he goes, and I said, I don't think there's room at that senior center. He goes, no, I think there is. Where? I don't know.
So the land goes back towards senior housing. And then it turns into a little restaurant. So who's that? Decent.
Enough for another building?
Well, that parking lot back there goes back on another building.
Okay.
And that goes parking lot, but
topography is terrible.
It's in dynamite.
Okay.
And a lot of the buildings.
Well, pretty much.
Like to put a decent fitness room here, this room would be a fitness room. That's what you're looking at.
Well, sounds like this committee has a lot to discuss.
Mary Jo, would you come see the center? I asked for Mary Jo.
I work with her all the time.
There you go.
Yeah, I teach over there. Been there for years.
Excellent.
And their Parks and Rec program.
So there you go.
Have everything you can. I mean, their name change is very new. But they're open at night and they have a gym with all sorts of.
Yeah, lots of people sign up for pickle.
I'm just saying, if you want to continue, regardless of what name you're gonna have, you have to reinvent yourself and you have to move forward.
Well, I'm excited about this. So we're set on that. Any other new business?
Well, I got the numbers. I didn't know
Oh,
what
okay.
they were.
Sure.
So, well, I mean, what were your concerns?
The numbers, were they stagnant, were they growing?
So they're actually, so like, services had 9, which is only we have 4. So with each, season, winter, final, spring, final, we get more people. Latin American, that's 6. The 2 format units, we had 6 in one class, 7 in the other. The landscaping, we're up to 5 now. And the chair yoga is our most popular at 17.
Wow, that's.
And then silver sneakers, just if you want to know who's coming in the building, runs between 10 and 18, usually an average of 12.
It's too bad I can't be our program.
I know, it's fun to buy insurance.
Yeah,
I have to pay for mine, but
Oh, you do?
yeah, my insurance doesn't cover it. So I have to pay for it. Caesar says to give whatever, and I give her $5 every time I come, because that's what the regular class.
And my
So-
insurance pays like.
Yeah, so, it's a really good class and it covers, a range of people and disabilities and, ages, and it can cover everybody.
Well,
It's worth it, but, so there's that many people in that class that are coming in twice a week. Some of them eat lunch here before they come to class, so. They're in the building.
we have a little card players. They're
Yeah.
disappear down the other end.
We're agreed apart though.
But I think there's a lot more traffic here now than there was 6 months ago. A lot.
Well, COVID set us back.
Yes, it did. Yeah, but I think we're getting downtown now. There's always people here,
Any other new business?
So Scott, why don't you come up with what your thoughts are on the 5-year plan and present those to the subcommittee? I know, but we want to know what you're thinking. Of course, Lauren, you're welcome.
Well, so I look at it. All right, I'm 55. So technically, I'm a member of the Electric Senior Center. And I look at it from the perspective of people like Kim Lavender, who she was the former assistant director. And when she retired, 3 years ago or whatever, I said, "Ooh, why don't you come to the Electric Senior Center?" And unfortunately, it has that connotation. She's a very active person and she will see herself as a senior, I guess. And going off of the Groton Senior Center, when I spoke to Cindy Olson, a number of times, because they have hikes, the oats. And she's like, yeah, half of the people on our hikes are Ledyard Ferry residents. So
I've busted my patootie to get high school into our seniors now. Almost signed up for one of all people. But we didn't have interest. That's why you're not table to table, that kind of sitting up people left and right. I think you had signed up. And we had to keep canceling it because we had like 2 or 3 people sign up. And yet you have 20 people that are legitimate residents going on hikes at the Groton Senior Center. So I mean,
Yeah, I can say quite a few people in my line dance class are also take the line dance here and are other people, but they're leisured people taking my line dance class in Groton, so. It's kind of, some of them can say they just like going, having both places to go to.
Yeah, that's what Morel says. She likes, she just likes to dance all the time. So she goes here, down to
They
the
go to,
country one to Galveston and Groton. Well, I think Groton Senior Center, I've only been there once, and that was quite some time ago. It's not the same. You know, it has like a restaurant, and, you know, it has much, much more, right, than this one has, or probably ever will have, no matter how hard we work on. Where I don't think we're ever gonna get to that level.
we
And
don't,
then-
but we don't
right,
even
we don't
have
have
the
the
people.
money, and then-
50,000 people over there, compared to what, 18,000 here in Legend?
Right.
You have the town and the city.
It's the industry.
Yeah,
Yeah. that's right.
and, you know, the hours, and if you want more people to come after work, you gotta extend the hours, and then you gotta extend the salaries to the people that work there to extend the hours, so I don't know,
I
I
think you're
just
looking
think,
at 2 different, like,
I think so too, I think it's just an impossible to think that we are ever gonna compare to Groton.
I think it's going to.
We don't have the resources, so we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that here, but we are never gonna get to that point. I don't think, no matter what the name is.
at a second floor.
Well, that's why we now have a committee.
What do you want?
Second floor.
Instead of, you know, going that way, go up. I don't know, you know, how. Hopefully, everything. The elevator in.
Oh, yeah. And some beans and.
I don't think we're gonna solve it today. Do we have any other new business? Is there anything you'd like to see on the agenda for next month?
Recruitment for more people on. And I would like to see Scott and Monica and stuff. Because, you know, we need some baseline stuff to start with.
I can do the facility work pretty quickly. New styling, parking lot, carport. The van.
Yeah, weren't they gonna put a carport in a while ago?
I thought
I thought I heard, I thought that was, you know, somewhere. You have to keep, obviously, you have to keep following up and following up on
Yeah,
I mean-
looked at it.
I would be interested in having a blueprint of this property. Just, you know, what
That's a
do,
good point.
I can show you that in 15
Well,
seconds.
You have to.
well, the
supply
next
the
time you
subject.
go, you know. I'd like to see a blueprint.
Not the building, the whole property.
No, the whole
Oh,
property.
so, yeah, I have to print the building.
Yeah.
The GIS.
If there's no further business,
So moved.
second.
Second, third, fourth, and
Thank you, Cindy.
Bye, Cindy.
Take care.
Feel better.